bad day and I told her, she still got a smile on her face. She's like, yeah, so that's okay. And I'm like, how do you, think that way? But it's like when you come from nothing, you're going to be something. You just have to stick with it. And the people who are successful right now, the only difference between them and the people who haven't made it is that the people who haven't made it quit. So whatever it is that you're doing, it doesn't matter if you're selling makeup, if you are making websites, if you are selling clothes. There's a lot of people out there that are doing that, yes, but guess what winds up happening? Somebody will see you and say, well, I want to work with that person because their customer service is top notch. I want to work with that person because they were able to bring my vision to life. I want to work with this person because I know she has 3 kids and she still makes time for her business. So continue to stick with your why, stick with your reason, and get a support group like we got, because these ladies here are amazing. And I appreciate you for being here. So Bernadette, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Okay, let me take this background off. There we go. Hello, everybody, and how are you? Thank you so much, Tasha, for having me here. Hello.
You're muted.
Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, there we go. Hello, everyone. How are you? I am so honored and happy to be here, and just so honored to be amongst an amazing group of women and men. Tasha, Kimberly, Tanisha, and Kurt. I absolutely loved everything that you all had to say, and I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart, okay? So today we're going to be talking about using mindset to jump, okay? AKA taking action. Many of us have ideas, goals, dreams, and then sometimes we may let our past experiences, limiting beliefs, and doubts get in our way. Some of us has gone through some type of trauma. Some of us has suffered through low self-worth. Some of us has suffered with some kind of detrimental habit that wasn't good for us. Some of us have been through bad relationships, and the list can go on and on and on. But as a result, you deemed yourself unworthy of fulfilling your dreams and your goals. You either think you're not worthy, or you're either so consumed with what everybody else is thinking that you're not able to focus and accomplish your goals. So before I go on, let me just introduce myself. My name is Bernadette Henry, and I am a jump rope instructor and a mental health and emotional wellness coach. I help busy moms stay fit physically, mentally, and emotionally. With over 20 years of case management experience and nonprofit work, I'm passionate about supporting others in their life's journey. I'm also the founder of Make It Fun NYC, a lifestyle brand focused on helping you live your best life physically, mentally, and emotionally. My brand has been featured in national magazines and digital platforms, including the Dr. Oz Show, Advil commercial, Today Show, Good Morning America, Pix 11, Bronx Net News, First for Women magazine, Slate magazine, Pop Sugar Fitness, and much more. Okay. Now, going back in the year of 2000 or 2001, I contact my coworker via phone, and I said, if I don't come to work tomorrow, I'm dead. If I don't come to work tomorrow, I am dead. And at that point, I swallowed a whole bottle of pills, but it just wasn't that time yet. Something told me to go to the hospital. I got up, I got to the hospital, I drank all the charcoal, and I'm still here. I'm still here. My life was spared. And at that time, that started the path to my healing. But in the midst of starting that healing, I was still living recklessly. And though I lived recklessly, I always maintained my job. I always maintained my housing, and I took care of myself. I was even considered a weekend drunk. Every weekend, I was in the hospital getting rehydrated because of alcohol poisoning, and I was just living recklessly with this man here, and that man there, and that man everywhere, okay? But like I said, I'm still here to talk about it. And in the midst of it all, I was reintroduced back to the jump rope, something that I had picked up as a child. And I just never knew in hindsight that this tool of jump rope would become a lifesaver. And in the year of about 2007, I became pregnant with my oldest son after a bout of miscarriages and things like that during my 20s. And once this pregnancy stuck, I said, you know what? It's time to get your life together. It's time to get yourself together, because you cannot take all of these traumas, all of these issues, all of these things that you carry with you into your next life. And at that time, I decided to commit myself back to therapy. And though things weren't perfect, I continued to go and to thrive and to do the things. And then I became pregnant again 2 years later. And that's when I decided to go back to therapy again, because of course I still continue to live recklessly. And At that time, I was introduced to a special therapy for victims of abuse, and that therapy was an eye opener, a game changer, and it really got me through a lot of things. Now, at this point, even though I was still a mom, I then found out that my youngest child at the time was on an autism spectrum. I was a single mom, and I was really trying to do all of these things on my own. And great thing that I had therapy, because these kind of things could have took me over the edge with already having a history of suicide. Okay, life was stressful, but guess what? Fitness was reintroduced back into my life, and I, at the time, used to go to the gym all the time, every day, and I would just jump rope and do weights and do everything that I had to do. But we're going to talk about this jump, okay? And I'm going to start to get to my point, and the reason why the jump is very significant, okay? Jump is an action verb. Jump is an action verb, okay? When you turn the jump rope, I don't know if a lot of you are familiar with the jump rope. With the jump rope, you have to turn and then you have to jump, right? So when you turn that rope, you have to jump. You have to take action, right? And if you don't jump, if you don't take action, what's going to happen? The rope is going to continue to hit your legs, okay? Jump stands for journey of the underdog making progress. Let me repeat that again. Journey of the underdog making progress. And this is why it was important for me to give you some backstory, because you have to know there's a journey, okay? You don't just one day wake up and everything is fine and then you achieve all your goals and your dreams and your things like that. No, there is a journey. There is a path, and it all doesn't happen overnight, okay? Jumping is a verb. Jumping signifies that you're taking action. Now, I know a lot of you here are mompreneurs and you have a lot going on. We're stressed with everyday life, right? With the madness of life, depending on what's going on. Some of you have full-time jobs, you have businesses, you're in school, you have children, you may have a spouse, and then you're still trying to be a sister, a friend, a cousin, and all of these things that you're trying to do. And it becomes overwhelming, right? So I'm here, to tell you how I use social media, in order to spread the word and just be my best self and show up for everyone else. Number one, you have to show up for yourself, okay? And that's definitely through self-care, which Tanisha went into and did a fantastic job of showing you ways and using self-care. A lot of times people or women may think that exercise is synonymous with weight loss, all right? And I want you to stop thinking that way, especially if you're over 30 years old. Stop thinking of, I need to exercise because I want to lose weight. I want to exercise because I want to fit in that dress. I want to exercise because I want to look good for my birthday. I want to exercise because I want to get that new man. No, you're going to exercise because it's going to replenish you. It's going to replenish your mind, your heart, your soul, your emotion, and then your physical health, okay? So let's re-engineer our way of thinking, okay? So, and then there's other things that you can do, which is if you want to journal, if that works for you, yes, journal. And then also too, you have to deal with the trauma that you went through. So I told you in the beginning of my presentation, all of these things that I went through, right? And yes, I've had to go to therapy. I've went through several bouts of therapy. So whatever that looks like for you, you have to deal with these traumas or you're not going to be able to move on, because guess what? No matter what, something's going to trigger you and you're going to come back to that place of feeling unworthy and doubting yourself and then not even having confidence. And if you don't deal with these things, you're not going to be in the right mindset to even push through, because guess what? When you're an entrepreneur, you're going to have those times, especially if you're building on social media, you're going to have those times when you're online and you're live and nobody's watching or no one's liking or no one's sharing or no one's affirming you. But you have to, if without having that mindset in place, you're not going to be able to take it and you're going to quit before you even start because you're waiting for someone to affirm you. Affirm yourself. Number two, you want to be authentic, okay? If you don't show up as your authentic self, you're not showing up at all. If you're not showing up as your authentic self, you're not showing up at all. And me saying authentic don't mean that you have to spill every detail of your life or everything that you're doing. It's a matter of what you want to share. And guess what? You cannot be authentic and transparent until you, deal with the trauma, okay? If you're not healed, you're not going to be in that place to want to be open and talk about it because you still haven't dealt with it. You have a purpose and you always have to keep that purpose in mind. And a lot of times you have to stop trying to be like other people. Be who you are. Because guess what? Even though there's 20 other people doing the same thing, people are going to come to you because of your personality. People are going to come to you because of your story. And if you don't deal with the things that you went through, it's going to be impossible for you to even open up so that people can know your story and say, oh my gosh, I can relate to that. I need to work with this person. You have to be relatable. Number 3, be consistent. Consistency wins every single time, okay? My favorite quote is, it takes many years to become an overnight wonder. Let me repeat that again. It takes many years to become an overnight wonder. You cannot come here one day and then the next day think that you're going to be this viral star. And even if you did have a video or something online that becomes viral, then what next? You know, I remember Tasha did a live video and she was talking about the Gorilla Glue girl, and the fact that she was in her 40s, and the fact that, okay, now you went viral. Now what do you have to show for it? Like, you could at least had a business idea or something where it would have took you further. So don't focus on, I need to have a viral video, because guess what? If you have a viral video, what next? Like, what do you have to offer to other people that's watching? Okay. So you want to be consistent. Now, like I said, I have been on these online streets for a long time. I've been posting jump rope videos since before Instagram even had video. Okay. And I even had to go through to my YouTube the other day, and I found that my first posted YouTube video was done like 9 years ago. Okay. So, and imagine if I had stopped. Okay. Imagine if I had stopped posting, and imagine if I would have stopped talking, and imagine if I would have stopped doing these things, then like I wouldn't be where I am today. You have to be consistent. You cannot just stop and start and stop. So let me tell you how the mindset connects to this. In order for you to do the things that you want to do, that you're destined to do, you have to be confident. And in order for you to be confident, you have to believe in yourself. You have to work and do the things like nobody's watching, okay? And why mindset is so critical is because you will have that self-doubt. Like Kimberly talked about the imposter syndrome. And then Kurt talked about that focus, right? And if you're all over the place in your thoughts, in your feelings, and then on top of that, having the trauma, there is no way that you're going to be in this blooming mindset that's going to get you through on them bad days where you're just like, oh, I just want to give up. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, thank you so much. But like I said, just to remind you, number 1, show up for yourself, meaning, do your exercise, do your self-care rituals, your regimens, the things that you need. Number 2, be authentic and transparent as you see fit. But in order for you to do that, you must show up for yourself and be healed. Number 3, be consistent. Okay. Because it does take time for you to get where you need to go. And through the midst of it all, you're going to learn, you're going to grow through self-development and self-education. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope you learned a lot, and that's that.
Yeah, you got applause all around. And I want to say, special shout out to Bernadette, because this weekend is her birthday. Happy birthday, Queen.
Thank you.
And thank you for spending some of it with us. I really appreciate it, because I know in a minute you're going to be hard to get, but I hope that, I still got my connections. So, what I wanted to share with everybody as well is I am doing the Bloom and Growth Mindset, which a lot of you have articulately put into your presentation, so I thank you for that. And in the Bloom and Growth Mindset, it is about teaching people how to become a priority.